Hey guys, in this video, we talk about our analog status boards. We also talk about when to go high tech versus simple and old school, and how we learned that lesson the hard way. It's very important in manufacturing is just getting stuff done, actually doing the work that needs to be done. The hard part is how do we manage that? How do we prioritize it? How do people know? How do we communicate what's happening? Where's it going? So we developed this system. Are you all familiar with like a Gantt chart or a Scrum board? It's great stuff, right? We found that this is kind of like a merger of all these different systems. We call these status boards. Now, let me just go over this one, for example. We have these divided up by our product lines. Pro pallet system, and these are all the individual components that go into our pallet system. We have our mini pallet system, and then products that are shared between these two, all our components. The location when they're done, where do they go to reside? Where do they live? And then when we're making a PPS base, these are all the status points that they can be in. Our PPS base could be low stock. We don't have them. We could material order material. We need to saw it. It needs to go in op 1, 2, 3, 4. It needs to go out to anodize. Then it can go into stock. And then I mentioned at the beginning, we have bonus stock. I'll hit that in a second. Smart vac, we have everything that we make and all the statuses. If you notice, everything that we make in the smart vac line only has 2 machining operations. Some products used to have 3, 4, 5, and then we changed our design, again, simplifying. You know, remember, safety, quality, simplicity. Why are we doing multiple operations? We could just like buy this machine that automatically rotates it. Now it's part of op 1. So everything we make in our smart vac line, which is our most mature line, is only done in 2 operations. Beautiful, we love it. Vice pallet, all these things, like we have all these status boards. So for example, RV3 fixed carrier, when it went out of stock, my manufacturing guy would come back, he would put it in low stock, someone would scan it, it would go to material ordered. When it shows up, it would get sawn. Right now, it's being machined. RV3 fixed carrier is being machined. Well, where's it being machined? Well, these are just magnetic things, magnetic names. We would pull those off, and then he schedules it somewhere on this board. So RV3 fixed carrier, I can't picture what that is. RV3 fixed carrier. So it's going on the EC400 tomorrow. Oh, that's easy. So when Alex walks in, he goes, what machine am I running? EC400. Okay, today I'm running 10, 12 pallets. Tomorrow I'm going fixed carriers. These are gonna run for a long time until next Wednesday, we're gonna do aluminum jaws. So again, it's just a very easy way to stand back and look. So the criticism over the years is, can't you drive this in Excel spreadsheet? Can't you use Google Sheets? Can't you develop a software like you did for your purchasing software? Yeah, and we did. And guess what? It required logins. It required a URL that everyone knew how to access. It required hosting and maintenance. And there was a chance that it could crash. Well, guess what happened about 9 months ago? Our beautiful digitized version of this crashed. We had a data loss. And I told the guys before we went digital, hey, these status boards that are manual, that are non-digital, what's the word for, what's opposite, starts with A, analog, okay? Just leave them up. And I said specifically when the CSUN team comes, I want to show them this. The fact that we left these up and we did not clear the magnets or anything like that saved us, because I called my developer, dude, our database is gone. Oops, I forgot to enter the new credit card number. They wiped your account. What? Dude, are you serious? Okay, done with you. You're fired. We're going back to this. The beauty of this is like what I've spent like 5 minutes showing you this. You're all trained. You all have login information. You all have a desktop to use it on. You know how to use it. You know how to interact with it. It's simple. It's not prone to defects like the wrong credit card being on file at a hosting company. It's all here. It's simple. 30, 40 bucks for the sheet metal from your master. Kinko's printed this, or FedEx Office, whatever, for like $2 a sheet. We 3D printed, let me take this one. We 3D printed these with embedded magnets in them so they actually stick. These are probably like 50 cents a piece. Simple, we buy these magnets on long spools. They're pre-cut, Dymo label printer. We want to be able to read it. Simple, simple, simple. It's not fancy. It's not really like the coolest technology, but it works, never crashes, doesn't require training, no logins, no credit cards, none of that stuff. So at a glance, I can literally walk through the shop, and as I'm walking through, kind of get an overall feel for the workload, the burden on our machines. Now, when everything is here, we see lots of pins in stock, vacation time. Okay, guys, we're ahead of it. We don't have any bonus stock. Nothing's like in low stock. Let's start seeing, let's take some time off. If we see a scattering, okay, guys, I'm not looking at like the minute by minute time, but I can tell there's a lot of scattered things. We need to tighten up the shift. We need to like get things through. We need to get things as much as possible in this. It's really like getting a feel for it. There's like actual the difference between like on the machines, a spindle load monitor, now they're digital, and like when you see a tool ramping up around, it's really easy to watch an analog needle move when you're seeing the load on the spindle. It's hard to see like a double digit number like change really quick. This is an analog way to walk by and go, oh yeah, I get the general overall vibe of the shop knowing that we have things in stock. It's pretty good. And ideally, if we were to count these pins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, about 15, call it 20. That feels like a normal workload. We've got what, 10, 12 machines, 20 things scheduled. Great, it's here, easy.
So it seems like today there's more of a push to make things more high tech. How do you make the decision between keeping things simple and analog versus progressing and making them more complicated?
Yeah, great question. So question being, push towards automation, high technology, that's the fun stuff. Like I love all that. But we use a 5-step process. The first thing we do is we question. Why do we need to do this differently? You question it. Also, why, like someone said, like a top-down person told me to do this, I'm gonna, like we have a culture like where people push back. Hey Jay, you said to do this, but the more I thought of it, like have you thought through that fully? Well, no, thanks for bringing it up. What are your thoughts? Wow, it's a great point. Yeah, let's not do what I said. And I love pushback from my new employees because they see things differently. So they have a fresh set of eyes. So the first thing is you question. Next thing is like you delete stuff. Like you add stuff and then you actively take things away. Third step is like, okay, we've questioned it, we're on the right path, we've taken things away. Now you start to like accelerate, you start to optimize, specifically you optimize, okay, it's going good. Let's like make sure now that we've got like this machine running, let's just clean up our area. Let's move some carts so we can kind of like be more efficient in our paths. Then you accelerate. Hey, now let's like bump up feeds and speeds, see if we can squeeze out a little more speed out of the existing technology. And then once you've gone through those 4 things, that's when you bring in automation. That's where you take humans out of it and you replace it with robots. I love our bar-fed lathes. They're a super simple 1-axis robot. It pushes a stupid bar into the spindle 24/7. Love it. Our pallet pool, it just picks it up and it puts it in the machine. If you notice over here, we have a Universal Robots UR10 that we had to take out of commission because it was so complicated. And it ran for 4 or 5 years. And then the program, we'd find a mistake in it. There was a defect. Okay, well, let's write a few lines of code so that it doesn't crash into the glass again. I think, Max, you added proximity sensors to make sure the door was fully open. Yeah. So, okay, there's 5 more lines of code there. Then when it breaks, it's like, dude, we got this huge map. What the heck? I'm like, take it out, put it on the cart, put the pallets on the EC400, we'll run them overnight. So automation is not ideal in most situations. Lots of YouTube channels, lots of stories, lots of people pushing it. Not simple. So it can be a double-edged sword. That's a $55,000 robot that's literally doing nothing. It's like hiring an entry-level machine engineer and having him sit all day. It's crazy. We're repurposing it next week. That's the good news. But yeah, you get to automation. If you don't do those 4 things, you will come up against another set of struggles with automation. So again, if you got a robot, I'm questioning, wait, why do we have to have that robot doing all that complex stuff on that machine? That's crazy, okay, that's questioning. Then we go, okay, how can we delete things? It's got like a vision system that if the lighting wasn't quite right, it wouldn't see the part. How do we get that stupid vision system out of it? Okay, how do we like optimize it? Okay, there's lots of lines of code. How about, you know, when it goes to pick up, all those lines, let's put them into one folder. So if it's not picking up, we're not looking at all these lines of codes. We're looking at the pickup folder. Okay, now it's working fine. Can we make the robotic movements just a little bit smoother? Can we bump up the millimeters per second? Yeah, we can. Then, okay, is it great? Yeah, okay, now let's duplicate this, let's do another robot. So you can see how once you bring in automation, you have to go through the same 5-step process all over again. So, yeah. If you're interested in machining content, make sure to check out our main channel, Pierson Workholding, as well as this channel for more behind the scenes content and lean manufacturing tips. Now, go innovate your production.